Hi, I'm Steve G. Jones, clinical hypnotherapist, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself before we get started. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Florida, a master's degree in education from Armstrong Atlantic State University, and a doctorate in education from Georgia Southern University. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a member of both the American Board of Hypnotherapy and the National Guild of Hypnotists, and I'm president of the American Alliance of Hypnotists. I'm the director of the Steve G. Jones School of Clinical Hypnotherapy. I also serve on the board of directors of the American Lung Association in Los Angeles. I have over 2 decades of experience in hypnotherapy, and I still maintain a busy practice and teaching schedule because I see clients and teach classes worldwide. My client base consists mainly of people who want to lose weight, stop smoking, or gain confidence. Other clients include sales teams interested in boosting motivation and increasing income. Also, singles looking for love, insomniacs desiring proper sleep, and actors desiring more confidence for their next audition. When I travel to see clients and teach hypnotherapy certification classes around the world, I visit such places as Tokyo, Japan, Barcelona, Spain, Paris, France, London, England, Montreal, Canada, Los Angeles, California, and New York, just to name a few. By the way, since you have an interest in hypnosis, perhaps you would be interested in becoming a certified clinical hypnotherapist. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is go to my website, betterlivingwithhypnosis.com, and click on Hypnosis Classes at the top. You can either train in person or online. After your training, you'll be added to our worldwide directory of certified clinical hypnotherapists, and you'll receive a certificate. I was fortunate for many years to have my office in Beverly Hills, California, where I worked with such wonderful people as Tom Mankiewicz, the writer of Superman, Geraldine Saunders, the writer of The Love Boat, and many other celebrities. I have been interviewed on CNN, Fox News, and appeared on True TV, in addition to having my own hypnosis TV show. With my over 20 years of experience, I'm happy to share with you techniques that I've both developed and learned, which can help you improve your life. I encourage you to visit my website, betterlivingwithhypnosis.com. There you will find my life's work, 22 books on hypnotherapy, over 3,000 hypnosis recordings available as downloadable MP3s or CDs, and these recordings will program your mind to achieve goals in such areas as weight loss, motivation, and stopping smoking. I also have audiobooks, such as this one, where I'm talking with you and sharing with you in a very dynamic way techniques that you can use to improve your life and the way you do things. The reason I'm telling you all of this is not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I, your teacher, am very capable, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm also very happy for the opportunity to share this information with you, so rest assured that you're in good hands, and let's have some fun as we now expand your knowledge. I wish you well in all of your endeavors, and please be sure to visit my website, betterlivingwithhypnosis.com. Hi, I'm Steve G. Jones, clinical hypnotherapist, and let's talk about leadership. It's a very special gift to be able to follow your vision. It takes a certain drive to set goals for yourself and make sacrifices while you achieve these goals. Self-determination is a powerful source of energy that can transform someone. It is even more exceptional to find someone who is a great leader. A great leader has all the confidence and persistence not only to achieve his or her own goals, but to get others to do the same. Successful leaders can get the best out of a team, not just themselves. Leadership seems like an intangible quality, something that you can just recognize when you see it in someone, but it can be difficult to describe in detail. While it's true that someone is not necessarily a great leader just because they're able to achieve great things on their own, a leader is made, not born. Leadership is a skill that can be improved upon. Leadership is a quality that anyone can possess. Leadership is possible for everyone, not just managers. If you give nearly as much attention to planning and achieving your dreams as you do to improving your leadership skills, you and your team will be unstoppable. If you can inspire, you can lead. Let's talk about styles of leadership. First, there's achievement-oriented leadership. This is a leadership style for complex tasks. A leader leads his or her team through a tough challenge. There are very high standards, but the leader has faith that everyone can succeed. This is more of a management style. It is directive leadership. An achievement-oriented leader can give advice, but generally this type of leader will manage an operation more than lead. For example, the leader might set a schedule, assign tasks, and distribute rewards for a job well done. This kind of control is the best option when followers have far less experience and knowledge about how to fulfill their leader's vision and goals. An achievement-oriented leader will set very high goals and standards for both their team and themselves. A participative leader consults with his followers and leads group discussions and decisions. This kind of arrangement is best suited for a situation in which the team members are experts and the leaders need their advice. Although it is very clear to everyone who the leader for the project is, the leader will take into account every team member's options before making or executing a major decision. This style is more supportive of team members and forms a much friendlier work environment and more informal relationships between followers and leaders. It also convinces followers to take more interest in the task at hand once they feel personally invested in its outcome. This style is very useful when the process of reaching the shared goal is especially stressful or tedious. Transformational leadership is a style best suited for a dynamic and confident leader, someone whose followers believe he will be able to transform them if they allow that person to be their leader. They transform everything with passion and energy. The leader offers a vision and is selling him or herself as an answer, a way to reach that vision. This type of leader earns trust and respect from followers because of offering a vision, and this vision describes where everyone is in a larger context. The transformational leader is uplifting and inspiring. He or she will buy into the vision and never stop selling it to followers. This type of leader may not know every detail about how to achieve the shared goal, but always has a clear vision of the goal. He or she can always lead in the right direction. It is important not to have any self-doubt about destination. As the transformational leader has to have complete confidence in this path, it is the responsibility of the transformational leader to maintain team morale. Team members' efforts will start to falter if they feel at any point that their shared goal is out of reach. The transformational leader also must help new members feel welcome and encourage them to participate as soon as they join the team. Once you find your leadership style, your self-confidence will grow as a result. Which style is best suited to your personality and your level of confidence and your abilities? No matter what your leadership style, remember to inspire your followers. Motivate your team to collaborate. No matter what your leadership style, your job as a leader is to get everyone to work together at a standard that is much higher than any individual would achieve on their own. Your goal is one that no single person can reach on their own. Build synergy among your team members. Once you begin working, your progress will motivate everyone to work harder and work together. Build interdependency. Be clear that everyone in the team needs everyone else. Also be clear that reaching the goal will be impossible unless everyone works together. Your team is not an accident. Remember, your team is not an accident. It's a group of people working toward a single goal. Make the progress of each individual known to the entire group. This will ensure that everyone is treated fairly and will curb any possible feelings of resentment. A great leader will have their team accomplish great things, while allowing every individual to believe that they were the key to success. Once individual roles are clearly established, every team member's responsibilities and priorities should be clear to the entire group. Individual goals should be just as important as team goals. Mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation should be values that are consistently stressed by the leader. By doing so, team members will be inspired to give their best because they know that their talents are appreciated. Individuals must see how they can make a difference. They must be able to sense purpose in order to bring out a sense of ownership of the goal. This serves to make the efforts of the team stronger. Building trust is also essential. Set an example and be trustworthy. Make sure to include team members in the decision-making process. It is easy for team members to become suspicious when they feel left out. Be upfront with everyone. Volunteer information and never lie. Even though you think you may be offering a little white lie to spare someone's feelings, you will lose all of that hard-earned trust if you are caught in the future. The basis of trust is integrity. Keep in mind that if you become a good listener, people will trust you. Conversations build relationships between people, so both parties should be actively engaged in listening at all times. Mistrust among team members is often based in fear, so reassure team members that every possible obstacle has been noted. and that you are prepared to overcome anything that stands in your way. Trust is the state of allowing oneself to be vulnerable in the present moment, because that individual believes that it is worth the risk and that it will pay off in the future. So inspire teammates to trust each other. Encourage your teammates to honor their commitments to each other and to support each other's best efforts. Create dependency among the teammates. Team members will be able to work more cohesively if they have shared experiences so that they can relate to each other. Incorporate shared experiences into your routine. For example, you may want to plan a short trip together or schedule trainings that can serve as an educational experience that is relevant to the task that you're working together to accomplish. Promote interaction between team members. Allow time for social events so that team members can become invested in each other. Create mutual accountability. Every team member should feel as though they are 100% responsible for every aspect of your success. This way, no one will feel as though someone else in the group is to blame when something goes wrong. Build respect. Project authority by being an authority. Learn as much as you can about what it takes to attain your goal, as well as your team's strengths and weaknesses. You will be able to know your team's realistic limitations and plan accordingly, so no one will feel defeated. You have to earn your authority from your team, whether or not you have been placed in a position of authority. This is what gives a successful leader their credibility. You should always pay attention to your team, but still remain in control. Map out your plan to guide your team, and use your time management skills to get the most out of everyone. If you need additional help with time management, be sure to visit the website timefrenzy.com. Remember to build consensus among your team members. This way, you will not distance yourself from your team's progress, and you will not be seen as a dictator. Build rapport with your team. Strengthen your relationships with individuals. Be empathetic to your followers. By allowing them to air their complaints and frustrations, you will be more able to understand the inner dynamics of the group, even though you are outside as a leader. Stress the importance of communication. Creating an atmosphere of open and constant communication will put team members at ease and help them to feel that others are receptive to their input and concerns and keep the overall tension low. As a leader, it is your responsibility to make everyone work together as smoothly as possible. Create an atmosphere of fellowship. Involve team members whenever possible. Encourage your supporters with your appreciation. Overall morale is directly tied to productivity. A great leader will pay close attention to the morale of a team and maintain this feeling, especially during stressful and trying times. Appreciate the diversity of opinion and experience in your team. Doing so will encourage team members to speak up with different opinions and make everyone feel more welcome. Encourage an open-door policy with your team members. They should feel that they have a leader that they can turn to when there is something preventing them from giving their best performance. Create open forums for discussion. Ask your team members what ideas and concerns they haven't been able to express publicly yet. Reassure team members that they can air their concerns without facing negative repercussions. Self-expression is important to maintaining a healthy relationship between team members and leaders. The best leaders are those who command the respect and earn the empathy of their team members and followers regardless of their official position. There are no shortcuts to becoming a successful leader. Part of being a great leader is the ability to bond with people as though you're also one of them. You must earn your team's trust and respect before they can entrust you with a position of leadership. Now, your imagination is your most powerful resource. No matter what your circumstances are, your mind has limitless capabilities and endless possibilities. And you can use this to your full advantage. You can allow your imagination to lead your body, your actions, your decisions, and your future. By utilizing creative visualization, you can reveal the possibilities of your future. Once you can see the possibilities in your imagination, you can make them a reality through your actions, and you can accomplish things at a greater level. So let's look at creative visualization in sports. Athletes commonly use creative visualization as affirmations. It is very common practice to have athletes imagine themselves executing routines that they often have trouble with. It has been shown to be a very effective tool for overcoming obstacles in athletic performance. By imagining a successful execution, the body physically responds to this new possibility. Studies also show that when you imagine something, there is a signal sent to that part of your body. So let's say, for example, that you're a professional baseball player, and I've had the honor of working with professional baseball players who help enhance the quality of their game through hypnosis. When you imagine yourself swinging at the ball, your brain actually sends nerve impulses to the muscles involved with swinging that bat. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to swing the bat when you imagine it, but you do get a form of credit for imagining it. You get credit toward another practice. So you can practice physically, but you can also practice in your imagination. It's not quite as powerful as practicing physically in terms of training the muscles to do what they're supposed to do, but it can be infinitely more powerful to practice in your imagination when it comes to the mental advantage that you will gain. Because when you imagine swinging a bat in your mind, you can imagine it happening perfectly. You're actually training your mind and training your body to swing that bat perfectly at the ball. So the old saying is practice makes perfect. The new saying is perfect practice makes perfect. If you can practice in your mind doing it perfectly, you can translate this energy onto the field. So when an athlete imagines performing their job perfectly, the mind is expanded due to the imagination, and the mind now accepts this perfect execution as a reality. Suddenly, the athlete is capable of performing at a higher level. This is considered an integral aspect of sports medicine and training, by the way, guided imagery. So, for example, when an athlete is recovering from a sports injury, they can imagine themselves doing what they used to do, and that can help pull them toward getting back to the top of their game. So after a shoulder injury, for example, a football player who is a quarterback can imagine himself throwing like he used to throw. A runner who has had a knee injury can imagine herself running like she used to run. This actually speeds up the recovery process. So never underestimate the power of visualization. Always use it whenever you can to get yourself to the next level, or if you've taken a step backwards, to get yourself back to where you were, imagining yourself doing whatever you do perfectly. Perhaps one of the most strikingly powerful uses of visualization is in the realm of creativity. Now, if you imagine great books or great pieces of art or great movies or great stories or great sculptures, you have to realize that that started in someone's mind. It didn't start out the way that you see it. It started as just an idea. Maybe the creator of it saw something or heard something that made him or her think about something that could be done with it, and then other ideas were brought in and it became more and more elaborate. But every book, every movie, every story, every statue, every building, everything that you see that's been created by someone or a team of people started as just an idea. And they had to use creative visualization to get it from the point of just an idea to actually existing in reality. So creative visualization can actually be a tremendous tool in getting you from your initial idea to having something out there that everyone can enjoy. It's also possible to visualize and control your emotions. So if you're not in a moving vehicle, you can go ahead and perform this exercise. What does anger look like when you close your eyes? Go ahead and close your eyes right now and imagine what anger looks like. Go ahead and do this now as I am silent. Okay, good. Now, what did you see? What did you see when you imagined anger? When I did it just a moment ago while you were doing it, I saw a red ball. That for me was anger. That was my visualization of anger. Now, whatever you saw was your individual vision, and that's fine for you. There's no right or wrong way to see it. There's no universal vision of anger. It's just whatever you saw is fine with you. Okay, now I want you to close your eyes again, and this time I want you to see your vision of anger, whatever it was, becoming more calm. So, what happens when it becomes tranquil? Just imagine it now. Imagine visually seeing it with your eyes closed, visually seeing your anger, and see it changing into tranquility or peacefulness. Go ahead and imagine that now as I am silent. Okay, good. Now, what happened for you? Hopefully, something amazing happened. Hopefully, as you were seeing that vision, it changed the way you felt. For me, I saw a red ball for anger. It looked kind of like the sun. And then when I imagined tranquility coming in, it was blue water that was washing over it and making it melt. So eventually, over the brief time that I was quiet and thinking about that, the red ball that looked like the sun kind of melted into the blue water. So now I want you to work with that picture again, and I want you to make it more relaxing. You've already taken it from angry to tranquil. Now I want you to make it more relaxing, even more relaxing. Do this now as I'm silent. Okay. So hopefully, again, something amazing happened. Remember, initially my anger was a red ball, kind of like the sun. And then when tranquility came in, it was like blue water, kind of washing over it and kind of melting it away. And then it dissolved into the blue water. Then when I imagined more relaxation, that blue water became very calm. And I could see a lot of it. I could see it as far as my eye could see. It kind of disappeared over the horizon, like looking out over a calm ocean. And as I was doing that, something happened within my body, something happened physiologically. I became more relaxed. So I started with creating anger. I created anger in myself by imagining that red ball, and then I moved it to tranquility and then greater relaxation. So that didn't actually take a lot of time, and the rewards can be tremendous. You can take yourself through visualization from actually being angry to being very relaxed. Let's try another exercise. I want you to imagine sadness. If you're not driving, close your eyes. Just imagine sadness. Imagine what it would look like visually with your eyes closed. Imagine sadness. Good. Now, when I imagined sadness, I imagined raindrops, big raindrops that look kind of like cartoon raindrops, like an almond shape, dropping from the sky. And each raindrop was about 2 inches tall and maybe a half inch wide. And they're dropping from the sky. And they were clear. That's what I saw when I saw sadness, and it made me feel sad. Okay, now what I want you to do is close your eyes again as I'm silent and imagine happiness. Imagine happiness changing that picture. So whatever picture you saw, whatever you saw in your mind, happiness is coming in now, and it's changing that picture. Do this now as I'm silent. Okay, now what did you see? What I saw was the yellow smiley face with the black eyes and a black nose and a black mouth, kind of the stereotypical smiley face, moving in from right to left across my visual field. Just a big happy circle, big yellow circle with a smiley face on it, moving in. And as it did, it pushed those raindrops out of the way until all I saw was that big happy smiley face. So that's what happened for me. And as that happened, I felt myself, my emotions going from sad to happy. And all that happened in a relatively short period of time. Hopefully you had a similar experience, because what we see can dictate what we feel. So you realize now the power of creative visualization. Make sure that when you visualize things, when you imagine things in your mind, they're things that you want to feel in your body, because that's how powerful this is. Let's take a little break now. I want to make sure that you're with me, that you're paying attention and that you're learning something. So what I want you to do right now is, if you're driving and you can pull over, go ahead and do that. If you're not driving, then you can definitely do this. You can take out a piece of paper and you can write down 5 things that you've learned so far from what I've said. 5 things that resonated with you. Now, I want you to keep in mind, they don't even have to be 5 things that I said. Maybe you got some good ideas from what I said. Maybe I said something and your brain took it and blew it up 1,000,000 times and came up with all kinds of wonderful, amazing possibilities based on what I said. If that's the case, then feel free to write that down. I just want you to write down 5 things, whether they came from me or they're just thoughts that came in your head. 5 things that have come to you so far, either from me saying them or from you thinking them, as a result of listening to this program so far. So as I'm silent, I'm going to give you ample time now. I want you to write down 5 things, 5 thoughts that you have as a result of listening to this program so far. Do this now.